Today we are in nature in a beautiful newly built amphitheater, and the plan is to ask some of the audience members here some spiritual questions of any kind, and then I will do my best to answer them. So let's see, what do people have to ask today? I have a question about the goddess Kali actually. When I look at pictures of her, she looks really quite terrifying, you can say scary, maybe even psychopathic, you know, with all the blood and the skulls around her neck, dancing in a graveyard, perhaps even having sex in the graveyard with Shiva. What is it about Kali? Why do people worship her? There must be some deeper meaning there. That is actually a fantastic question, which I very much enjoy. Kali is a goddess that I have had some experience with, and I think she's extremely interesting. And she's actually a beautiful example of how the Hindu tradition has been creative in its spirituality. So to think of the goddess Kali, a graveyard is a good place to start. But you know, all of us in our lives, at times, it feels like everything is falling apart. Maybe it is actually falling apart, or maybe it just feels like that internally. You know, maybe you're having relationship issues, or you're having issues at work, maybe there's a threat of getting fired, or there's financial pressures. And you know, life can get very tough in very many ways. And that can produce a huge amount of stress and strain on the human body that is really hard for us to cope with. It's not generally pleasant for people to be experiencing all this aching from the world falling apart, their world falling apart, and it feels like a graveyard. So what the Hindu tradition has done is take this feeling and really venerated it. They've said that this is an aspect of God, and then they try and embody this feeling that the world is falling apart into a divine essence. So although Kali seems extremely terrifying, she is divine. She is ultimately a bit of a murderer. She kills men, hence the skulls around her neck, and she enjoys killing men, hence why she's drinking the blood and loving it. So Kali is extremely fearsome and extremely different. She's out there, she's not civilized. She's a force in the universe. But why do people like it so much? Well, there's so many people that worship Kali, and I have a big fondness for her as well. And the reason is that by worshipping her, we let go of our attachments to even bodily life. So much suffering that we have, you could say all of it even, is because we are attached to this life that we've built. I personally think that civilization is a good thing. I love civilization. I love this beautiful amphitheater in nature. That's a mark of civilization. But we get attached to it. And if we're attached to things, when it starts falling away and becoming a graveyard, there's a lot of pain involved with that. So when we feel like life is falling apart, that feels like an extremely bad thing. But if you make that energy coalesce into the form of Kali by singing her mantras, by looking at her images, then beautiful things can happen. Actually, your head can get metaphorically chopped off and you can get liberated and become Shiva. Because Kali, very often, she's portrayed as dancing on Shiva, this pure, divine, blissful consciousness. And they really are a pair. So it's extremely fascinating. If you start to work with Kali and she resonates with you, a lot of people have all sorts of visuals about her, and you can feel this real love. A lot of people call Kali the mother. And there's this aspect of reality which I think human beings do like, and we appreciate it, this hardcore reality. Death is a part of reality. Everything that has a beginning has an end. And Kali is this unrestrained and ruthless aspect of reality that kills. But she's not uncaring. She drinks your blood after she chops off your head, but she does care. There is this deep essence of Kali that she dances on Shiva. She's not Genghis Khan that is sadistic. She kills people as a favor, you could say. So she's an extremely interesting goddess, and really it's a force of nature that she is embodying. And you know, we can all recognize that a force of nature, it is God. All aspects of nature is an aspect of God, and it's very valuable, I think, for us to appreciate Kali. All of us can just get into contact with her a little bit. She's very unique. The Christian tradition doesn't really have this concept. I don't know if the Buddhist tradition having a strong similarity either. And to worship this energy in the universe, really it makes us so unattached to the physical reality, the deeper you can go with it. And that is a huge part of what moksha or enlightenment is about. It's to be happy in any condition, even in a graveyard, even in a fire pit like this one.